Hi guys, welcome back. It's Donwozi here, and today I'm going to be going over the Nightblade DPS for the Dragonbones DLC. I will be going over a couple of different gear combinations and a few different rotations. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the stats. So our stats are 43.6k magicka, 17.6k health, 12k stamina, 3,127 spell damage, 45.9% crit and 930 magicka recovery. The apprentice we're using, the Mundus we're using is the Apprentice Mundustone. We are a stage 4 vampire, but as I say in other videos, we do scale this down for certain trials, so just be aware to where fire damage is coming from and be prepared for that. I'm going to show you the consumables now. Just graze the gear there. So we do have double Bloody Mara, and that is to reduce our vampire stage. I use Clockwork Citrus Fillet in heavy fights where sustain will become an issue. If sustain is not an issue, then use the buy food, the Solitude Salmon Millet Soup. If your health is not enough with the Clockwork Citrus Fillet, then I would suggest using a one-piece Valken Scoria or putting some attribute points into health. But with Ebon and a one-piece Scoria, you should be more than fine. If you can't afford the Clockwork Citrus Fillet, because obviously it's really expensive because of Perfect Row, then I would suggest running Witch Mother's Brew. The potions we are using are Essence of Spell Power, which give you a Major Sorcery, increasing your spell damage by 20% for 47.6 seconds. Grants Major Prophecy, which gives you 2,191 spell critical for 47.6 seconds. And grants you Major Intellect, which increases your magicka recovery by 20% for 47.6 seconds. So I've gone over the consumables. We are also a Dark Elf. That is, in my opinion, the optimal race for Magicka Nightblade, because we are running double fire. So to the gear, on the front bar we have 5-piece mechanical acuity. The front bar is an Inferno staff, and that is enchanted with a flame damage enchant for maximum DPS. On the back bar we have a Maelstrom Inferno staff, Nirnhorned, with a Berserker enchant. We are also running 5-piece Master Architect on jewellery and 2 body pieces of your choosing, and 5-piece Mechanical Acuity on the front bar, so that would be 4 body pieces and a front bar staff, so we can proc it on the front bar. This also makes it easier for your time when you want to proc your Mechanical Acuity. You just need to know when it is best to proc it. And we are running a 1-piece Molagkina shoulder. We do have 511, so I have a heavy chest and a medium shoulder. The ideal setup would be heavy chest and medium legs, but I only had the Molagkina in medium, so I had to take that. It's only some minor resistances, so it doesn't matter too much, just if you want to min-max. Everything is enchanted with maximum magicka, and everything is divines. And everything on the jewellery is enchanted with spell damage enchants. So that's the first setup. The second setup is relatively the same, it's just we switch out Master Architect. So if you have people in your group that are running Master Architect, then I would suggest running Burning Spellweave. Burning Spellweave is the maximum damage setup. So that's how we'd set it up. Burning Spellweave can be farmed from City of Ash. This ring is, if you struggle to farm or you hate farming, to get the rings easier, this is a unique boss ring. So the second boss on the right hand side drops this ring. So you can go in there solo and farm it yourself on solo. Just run straight to that boss, get killed by ads, and then respawn, kill him, and maybe you'll get the ring, maybe not. So that is the second setup. So basically if 2 or 3 people are running Master Architect, or you have stand blades in your group that are running War Machine, then you want to run 5 mechanical and 5 burning spellweave. If no one's got Master Architect or War Machine, then you want to run 5 Master Architect and 5 mechanical acuity. It just goes on whatever your raid group need. You can also run 2-piece Zans, 5-piece mechanical acuity with 4-piece Infal or 4-piece Moondancer. That also works very well. So now I'm going to go over the skills. On the front bar we have Impale, this is our execute. We have Funnel Health, which is our main spammable, and also gives group utility because you heal nearby allies. We have Twisting Path, it's a dot. We have Merciless Resolve and Inner Light, and the ultimate on the front bar is Fiery Rage, because we want to benefit from the passive in the Destruction Staff Ancient Knowledge. So basically you get 8% more single target damage for having a Flame Staff equipped and having a skill on your bar. Right, so on the back bar we have Blockade or Fire, Crippling Grasp, Siphoning Attacks, Rearming Trap, Dampen Magic. And the reason I take Dampen Magic over Harness Magic is I believe that because of the amount of sustain that the Magic and Nightblade has, I don't think, in my opinion, that Harness Magic is as necessary, so you might as well have the bigger shield, but that's entirely up to you. And on the back bar ultimate is Soul Harvest, which if you're running Master Architect, this becomes really useful. You want to use this as much as you can, but you need to use it tactically. You can't just stand in a melee spot forever, so you need to be tactical. So basically, like, if you're at melee range and you know your ultimate's going to come up, just move in, use Soul Harvest, move back out, move in, use Trap, move back out. It's pretty difficult, but it's very rewarding if you do it that way. So now I'm going to go over the champion points. I'm just quickly breezing through all this because Magic and Nightblade's not my main class. So we have 51 in Warlord, 75 in Arcanist and 37 in Tenacity. The reason we don't have more in Tenacity is because with the Magic and Nightblade you can sustain a full light attack build. There are only certain times where you need a heavy attack, so I don't see it as beneficial as putting the points in elsewhere. We have 40 into Tumbling and 37 into Shadow Ward. This tree is also a matter of preference, so it's entirely up to you where you put your points. This is just what I have. So in the blue tree we have 49 in Elemental Expert, 56 in Elfborn, 31 in Spell Erosion, 56 in Master at Arms, and 48 in Thermitage. The thing with Spell Erosion is, if you're in a really good group who have really good uptimes of Alkosh and Taurugs and Crusher and all sorts of stuff like that, then I would suggest just removing just a few points. 22's about enough, or 20. I like to use 22, and then put them in the rest, like put more into Elfborn, you can put more into Master at Arms, it's entirely up to you. Now, in the red tree we have 61 points into Ironclad, 7 points into Spell Shield, 56 points into Hard 8 and Elemental Defender, 40 points into Thick Skinned, and 20 points into Bastion. As I said again, this is a matter of preference, and depending on which trial you're in, you're going to want to respec your champion points accordingly. So just keep that in mind. Right, so now I'm going to go over the rotation section of the video. I just want to note that I will be showing 2 rotations here. One's a bit more difficult than the other, but I think the first one I'm going to show you is more suitable for console because of frame dropping trials and stuff like that. The second one I'm going to show you is quite a lot more sustainable because you will be utilising the Spectral Bow and you will be getting 3 bow procs per cast if you do it correctly. Even I have not mastered this rotation, but if you do master this rotation, it will net you the highest DPS. So firstly, I'm going to show you the first rotation. So you would start off with obviously buffing up, so siphoning, then merciless, and then you would charge a fully charged heavy. When the heavy attack lets off, you would then drop your ultimate, and then you would light attack, cripple and grasp, swap bars, then light attack, blockade, light attack, twisting, swap bars again. You would then do one force pulse, shoot your bow, and then do another 3 force pulses, and then you would do cripple and grasp, swap bars, and reapply your dots. So blockade, twisting, swap bars, and then you would do 1, 2, reapply, cripple, swap bars. Just remember, every 2 times round you're going to want to reapply your merciless resolve. So this time I reapply, so I shoot my bow, I'll reapply, I'll do 1 or 2 force pulses, and then light attack, cripple, swap bars. Just remember, you always finish with a light attack, cripple, swap bars. And your bow should always be ready when you come back round from your back bar to your front bar. So always be prepared to use your bow when you come back round, unless you have a soul harvest up. Then you can soul harvest, swap bars, bow, reapply, funnel, cripple and swap bars. So that's the first rotation. And then with the first rotation, well, with both rotations in execute phase, so when you get to 25%, you're going to want to keep the rotation going, but then instead of using funnel, you will replace with impale. So just keep your rotation going, and then 1, 2, 3, cripple, swap bars, keep your dots up, reapply, 1, 2, cripple, swap bars, and it's just the same the whole way through. Just make sure every 2 rotations you're keeping your merciless up. Right, so now I'm going to show you the second rotation. This one is a lot more difficult. I'm just going to get some magic back. And we will be switching skills around for this one, because we're going to want twisting pass on the front bar, because with this rotation you actually utilise twisting path more. I don't know what's gone on there. It's got a white screen for some reason. Right, so you would twisting path on the back bar now, because you always want to bar swap a twisting path. Let me find the skills, I'm sorry about this. And then I will put twisting path back on the front bar. I'd also take inner light off for dampen magic, and then put rearming trap on. So with this rotation setup, this means you can be in melee range more often, so rearming trap becomes more beneficial because of with mechanical acuity. If you can't use rearming trap and you can't get in like melee range a lot, then I would suggest using the other skill setup, or just using a skill setup like this. It's practically the same. You would just put dampen magic there and slot in a light back on. But if you can get in melee range, then I would suggest running it this way, because then you can utilise trap. So with this rotation, you will be doing a lot of bar swapping. It will start off similar, but then it gets a bit edgy. There is 2 parts to the rotation. So obviously you start off by buffing up, use your merciless, then you would use your ulti, light attack, blockade, light attack, cripple, light attack, twisting, 1, 2, bow, 1, 2, swap bars, reapply your stuff, and then you would go 1, 2, twisting, then you'd swap bars, soul harvest, swap back, bow, swap bars again, elemental blockade, swap bars again, and then swap bar, trap, cripple, swap bars back. Now that sounds really difficult. That's because it is really difficult, but as soon as you get that part down, the middle part is a lot easier, because then you're just going through the motions and reapplying buffs. So I'm going to do that quickly. It's kind of hard for me to talk through it, so hopefully I have made more sense than I think I have. So same again, I ain't got an ulti, so I would use an ulti there. So it would be siphoning, merciless, ulti, swap bars, apply my dots, and then another 2 swap bars, reapply my dots, use the bow, and then 1, 2, cripple. My bow should have been ready there. Sometimes it's a bit buggy with your light attacks. And then when you get past that part of the rotation, all it is just keeping your dots up, looking for the timers. Obviously it keeps siphoning up, and you're going to want to, every time you reapply merciless, you're going to want to watch it, because you want to utilize getting 3 bows from the rotation. So basically all it is I would always do 2 force pulses, twisting, swap bars, blockade, swap bars, bow, swap bars, trap, cripple, and then swap bars, and then I'd always do 2 again, and then I'd just keep, you'd always swap your bow. And just it's all about keeping your buffs up. If this rotation didn't make sense, I apologise. I've literally just learnt it myself. It's more or less the same rotation, it's just you do a lot more bar swapping. You're just keeping your dots up. If you have a spectral bow procced, then I would suggest doing 1 funnel instead of 2. If you don't have a spectral bow procced, then do 2 funnels, twisting, swap bars, blockade, swap bars, like that. If you do have a bow up, which I'll get one up now, I would just suggest use your bow, 1 funnel, twisting, swap bars, blockade, swap bars, and then when you need to reapply, you just swap bars. You bar swap merciless. If you don't need to reapply, then just use another funnel when you come back. Then trap. Always bar swap cripple as much as you can. And you're just always bar swapping. You just need to track your buffs a lot better. I understand that rotation is really difficult, but when you master it, it becomes absolutely awesome. I will have some DPS clips coming up next when the video ends, so watch out for them. They are alternate rotations. And thank you for watching, guys. I hope this has helped. I know I've rambled on a lot when it comes to the rotation section. It's just I wanted to get as much information in there as possible. If this has been helpful, if there's something I could have done better, then please leave me a comment. I openly take criticism. And thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.
You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now? I gave you all I own, put you on this golden throne, but I'm a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises, you know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out, 'cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now, a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. Too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out.